We're disciplined stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.
It actually was. It actually was your mom.
Yeah.
You know, when someone says, your mom. How'd you write that song? Hey, let's do it. Ask me.
How'd you write that song?
Your mom.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. Shout out Mario line. So your mom said this thing that was really cute to your dad. And
Yeah.
it was like, try better, do better next time or something.
Oh fuck, it was so cute.
What was it actually?
You should do your best more often.
You should
think
do
that's-
your best more often. I love that.
I think that was the sentence.
Because can we say why or no?
I don't know. I don't want to drag their personal life into this.
But it was cute. It was something
was
like,
cute.
it's like, well, if you want a better opportunity next life, right? That's what the concept was.
Do your best more often now.
Do your best more often
Yeah.
now. And I heard this as like, maybe in the next life, do better? Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then it became a song
Yeah.
chorus. Maybe in the next life I can do better. Maybe in the next life I can try harder. Maybe in the next life I can be bolder. Maybe in the next life I can do more and get over the fears. Ain't that why we're here? My next life like an X five.
Go listen to it.
Next life I can do better. Maybe in the next life I can try harder. Maybe in the next life I can be bolder. Maybe in the next life I'ma try more.
Yeah, I love
good.
it. It's so nice. It brings me to tears.
I know, it does do that. God wrote that through me in like 3
Yeah,
days.
You were like, we're all
Special.
gonna die. And
We
it
are.
hurts. And you're like, yeah, it does hurt.
But then it's okay to cry in a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Welcome
to
back to
another
an-
episode. Welcome
back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. I'm your host, Ellevan,
My name is Winnie.
and we want to bring you the finest in mindful conversations, and therefore we are the gateway drug to mindfulness.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
If you heard that in the intro, that's what we are, and we think it's a clever play on words because we also smoke drugs.
And it's not drugs, it's just cannabis. So we have with us right now a cookies pre-roll, a GP20, which is a Gary Payton that was harvested, right, in 2020.
Oh, is that when this strain became a strain?
That's when I think
I don't know the
this
context
batch
behind it.
is from, maybe. Anyway, Noya's killing it. Shout out you guys.
Yeah.
But this smells so good. There's something really special about this. There's something special about Gary Payton, the weed. I'm smelling the microphone.
Yeah. 1 grammer. Cookie store also opened up in Toronto. Shout out.
We went to the industry night, the pre-opening night. It was so good. It was so fun. Very nice. Very happy that this cannabis is blessing us and on the earth.
I'm happy to be back here also with you, Ellevan.
Yeah.
We had a couple episodes together, and then we had a beautiful manifestation come to life. last
Eben.
When we had Eben Britton on the show.
Yes.
And shout out you. Thanks so much
Cheers,
for
buddy.
coming on the show. I think Evan sort of found Eben first through the podcast called Hotboxin'. And he was always like really aligned with like how Eben was speaking and what he was speaking of. And
everything that he said when he held the conversation or rerouted the conversation, because he was on it with Mike Tyson, and he's such a character, and it's amazing because everyone just wants him to be him. But like Eben was this wonderful force that just like grounded things in a loving way, but also very like deep concepts that are like very real, and like everything that I was observing about this, they'd have like a celebrity guest on kind of thing, and then sometimes it would get wild, and then I would be thinking these things in my head, and then Eben would say them, and I'm like, cool, who's this dude? So I've literally been following him. Like that led me to him, and like then it was like I've just been following him since. I just think he's the coolest dude.
Yeah, and he
that came to life pretty cool.
Yeah, it was beautiful because
shout out Jess.
That wasn't something I think that was even like in the forefront of your mind. Like that wasn't that was just like you were just living your life. These are how manifestations happen. You live your life and you find joy in your current journey. And then the universe picks up on like not what you're necessarily saying in your head, how you're vibing in your body and your emotional body.
Yes.
And then it delivers these little sweet packages that mean so much to you. That episode meant a lot to us. We look up to Eben and listen to him for inspiration. So
very special to sit down and have a conversation with someone that you literally enjoy their content.
Yeah, and it happened so effortlessly. It wasn't like we went out searching like how can we get this person on the podcast?
No, it's like literally one of the top like 5 people that I look to to like watch content on YouTube. And then we saw that his book was going out. And we saw that it was a friend of ours, Jessica, who's had me at a couple of her parties. And she's from Toronto. And they were handling his book stuff here. And then, yeah, we ended up getting to talking. And then it was just a perfect fit for like... So that was something where the book aligned with kind of the message of the podcast, like in a very natural way.
Yeah,
like it's
absolutely.
everything we wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
like it's even like a heightened version of it. It's beautiful.
It's practical tools that you can use, which actually
that's what we're all about.
Before this podcast, we went live on Instagram.
Yeah, and before we get into that, I just want to say, get your joints, get your edibles, get your whatever, light them up, because I'm about to light up this Gary Payton. Keep going. It tastes like soap. It's so good.
Okay.
Soap in the best way. It smells like a clean hotel room in my mouth.
Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, you might wonder, what are these yellow liquids that they have in these giant mason jars on the table?
I'm sipping on sunshine.
Today's drink is water mixed with something called Sips, which is a frozen concentrate juice of lemon and ginger and cayenne, I believe. Turmeric. And you put it in frozen, so it also acts as an ice cube, and then it mixes around and tastes delicious.
I am making love to this joint. This is what I want to do with my life. I want to make music, talk on a podcast, and smoke weed and be on beaches.
Yeah. If you're brand new here, also, thanks for listening, and go check out our last episode with Eben, because I'm going to pull in some stuff from that here. So you'll have some context. Okay. So Eben Britton put out this book called The Ebb and Flow, and it gives you practical tools of ancient practices that are meant to help us in our everyday life. And we were on Instagram right before this, and we were asking...
We did a live.
We did a live together, and we were asking the audience what is something that we could talk about on today's podcast. And one of the first questions was how to deal with change and stress, and the stress that comes with change. So I think this was from Glow, and I think that I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's always good as a reminder. Meditation. You all know that Ellevan and I have been bumping up our meditation practice. I do my best to meditate as soon as I get home from work, or if another segment is beginning. I believe that you do too. Managing change is the only constant in life. So we have to learn how to manage it, because otherwise it will keep you from exploring all that life has to offer.
Facts. Big time. And just to say on meditation, I'm up to 15-minute minimum now.
Nice.
Yeah, something unlocks in the brain at 15, can't explain. Can I rip on change?
Yep.
I come from a complete other side where I love change. It's hard for sure, but you really get to use it as a bounce board of how dependent on your habits you are, which is how dependent on an expectatious life you have become accustomed to. So like, I like being on tour because it's so like unanticipatable, like, because it's like so fun. But then you're also talking to someone who, me and my mom got evicted every month for like 4 years in a row through high school. So you're talking to someone who has never had the comfort of security, so a very unprivileged place in that respect. So I never had a stable foundation to reference. So I can only imagine that it's like some sort of uncomfortableness when, because I hear it a lot. I do. I even hear it with like successful people when transitions happen. And I mean, we've had friends leave a very, very successful career that was on one platform to completely go and rebuild and start on a new one. That's change. That's a very intense change. That's fucking with your revenue stream. That's fucking what your how you deal with your workload. But what you see in the difference of I think everyone struggles through change, but no one, or sorry, like not everyone gets out ahead of it. And I've seen some successful people really adapt very well by getting out ahead of it, by meeting yourself mentally at that next uncomfortable part. So say you want to introduce going to the gym, it's the thought of going there that's like intimidating you. It's like this new change. It's uncomfortable, a habit. You got to create more time in your life. So meet yourself at like the next morning at 6 a.m. when you got to get to the gym, or however difficult you put it on ourselves, because we believe it has to be so hard. Shout out last episode with Evan. But like, meet yourself there and be like, I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm not going to want to lift more heavy weight, so I won't. So I'll drink more water. Talk yourself through it before you actually get there. Be at the party before you walk through the door. And like, you will have the tools naturally come to you, if not right away mentally, when you're there, because you've thought about it. And the tools, I mean, meditation is a tool, but there's mental faculties of tools, like we talk about the defenseman, which is the line of defense towards the like deprecative ego voice that comes into your head and scaring it away, staring it in another direction. So if you can coach yourself through before you have to do it, or before that change is like applicably in your face, or that uncomfortableness is upon you in that situation, whatever's evolving or changing or fading or happening, yeah, just lock in with the fact that you're going to be uncomfortable. And like, for me, it was having anxiety going to airports, right? Even this last time, for a whole week up to my LA trip, I fucking couldn't eat properly, couldn't sleep properly. It was bizarre. But like, meet yourself there. Use your mental faculties.
Yeah, I think, and just be aware that anything that disrupts a routine that you've created is going to feel out of sorts sometimes. And I think what I've been exploring, and I think this will move into our next topic as well for the chakra system, is actually allowing yourself to feel the chaos for a little while, allowing yourself to feel the confusion or the fear or whatever other emotion might be going on because of the change, and like, let yourself just sit in that and feel where it's hitting in your body, and maybe just become a little bit more comfortable with that chaos by feeling it, because we don't get to this one destination where it's all figured out. That is such like a lie that I guess we've been sold.
It's poo-poo caca.
It is. It is. There's so many reasons and things that will tell us that our happiness is just on the other side of what we believe success is or what we believe freedom is. And it's just not true. So, yeah, I would say getting acquainted with the feelings that you maybe don't necessarily love or that you push away when they bubble up. I would say that that's going to be part of the healing journey to manage stress over time.
I know. We're such personal trainers. And the way that we're like, chase the pain, go through the stress. It's so counterintuitive that the way out is through. And we try to go, I don't want pain, so I'm going to stay away from it. Why would it make sense that if I went towards the pain, I would experience less pain? But that's actually the case. Because because you let it express. Because I don't think walking towards it over and over and over again is a good idea. You need to keep a pulse on your habits and what's happening. But if this would be one of those examples, you maybe don't deal with change well, and now you've recognized that in yourself, and now the next step is implementing something before it gets to the place of chaos. But if it does get to the place of chaos, hang out there for a bit. You gotta Abraham this shit in the way that it's you gotta understand the affirmation that we create in our lives by simply saying something like that, by saying I struggle with change.
That's true.
So everything that you type, think, or say, proclamation, Jackie, you love that. Everything that you state in whatever capacity is an affirmation and a self-presumption. So getting out ahead of it is seeing the new vision of how you harmonize with the inevitable, what you're going to do about it, and just vibrate there.
And if you don't get out ahead of it, then accepting I think the fastest way out is accepting where you're at and honoring what's going on rather than running away from it. I honestly
it sounds like that's what's up.
Yeah.
But if anyone else is facing a similar thing, then yeah, that's true. So whether you're out ahead of it or not, it's all going to be okay.
Yeah. Okay, so to recap, dealing with change and stress, begins implementing intending.
So having a clear vision of what you want to do in any circumstance, whether it's controllable or not.
It's not.
Some are, but some aren't.
Yeah. I don't think anything's in our control.
Well, your backyard barbecue is kind of in your control. It's under your influence.
Yeah.
Things can be under your influence.
Yeah. What influence are you under?
That's a nice one. We're always looking for Disciplined Stoners merch ideas. I am.
I think that's an Abraham one.
What is that?
What influence are you under?
Abraham said that?
Yeah.
Abraham is all in my songs. Abraham is all in our podcast. Y'all get Abraham Hicks through us.
And then if you find yourself in a moment of stress or chaos.
In a moment of stress of chaos.
Get yourself into a bathroom stall or a cubicle or a bedroom and just take a moment to lean into what you're feeling.
Lean in.
And see what happens through that.
Lean in that stall.
Lean in.
Bend over.
Okay.
Lean in.
So we had another
that was beautiful.
Caller, I'm gonna say.
Thanks, caller. How you doing, sweet thing?
Talk about the chakra system and notice that they've been working on specific chakras, and then life brings them an experience that allows them to practice the aspects of what they're working on. And that can feel a little overwhelming depending on what you're working on.
It's like having a cast on your leg, on both legs, and then it's like, hey, do you want to do the 200-meter race next week? And you're like, my muscles are weak right now. I need time to train. But it's like, well, here's a focused that you wanted to manifest, and so you got it, and that's what you do is like 10%, and maybe you get flattened, or maybe someone has a smarter retort and smacks you down, but at least you stood up for yourself and said something, and you practiced that one step towards getting good at the retortion, if it's a verbal thing. Or
yeah, and exactly. So depending on where you're at, and I can talk about my throat chakra. Please. Because I have also been working in developing my throat chakra. It was very underdeveloped, what we call it.
And mine was very over.
Yeah. I actually brought our chakra book out so we could talk about it. Chakra 5 is the throat chakra. Central issue is communication. Orientation to self is self-expression. Goals, clear communication, creativity, resonance. Rights, to speak and be heard. Developmental stage between 7 and 12 years old. Excuse me. Identity is the creative identity. Demon, they call it in this book, is lies. Element is sound. Excessive characters, excessive talking, inability to listen, stuttering. Deficient characters, fear of speaking, poor rhythm, aphasia, which I don't know what that is. Do you know what aphasia is?
No, I'll look it up, though. Jamie, pull that up.
It's APHASIA.
APHASIA.
Yeah.
Aphasia. Aphasia is an inability to comprehend or format language because of damage to specific brain regions. The major causes are stroke or head trauma. Aphasia can also be the result of it's a neurodegenerative disease. So I guess it's communication in a big way.
Yeah.
I'm fucking sick at clearly stating intentions. I don't like when anyone steps on my rights to be truthful or authentic. And yeah, I'm out here killing it with sound, spirit. That's how I'm vibing. And Winnie, yeah. You're a holistic performer, right? Like you like to cry, to go inward, to like look the part, to become. You like to blend into the movie, like like as an actual individual. The throat chakra. I was just thinking that a lot of people may be surprised that your throat chakra is underdeveloped, but just because you're like a performer doesn't necessarily mean that that's a strength, because you're a holistic performer. You're doing it with like everything, and you're doing it like in harmony. In fact, a lot of film actors are probably pretty strong Bs because the director's the A.
Yeah. I mean, I won't go into the whole history of why I feel I have an underdeveloped throat chakra, but I do still. And I've seen a lot of improvements since I've become aware of it and started implementing. And I would agree that when I became aware of it, it was when I was given opportunities to strengthen it and bring it more into balance. So you start, I guess, what it feels like to you physically is that you're overcorrecting because you've never created those boundaries, or you've never insinuated what you might perceive as conflict. So for you, it feels like within your body, it's like an overcorrection. You're like, this does not feel comfortable, but you have to practice it.
It's necessary.
You have to practice it. So it's that first step where maybe you don't even say anything in the situation, but you're like, this is what, if I felt safe to do so, I would say these things, and you kind of run that through in your head. And it's not like an attack because you're feeling personally attacked in any way or even disrespected. It's actually coming from a place of empowerment, which is also why that correction, that balance begins to happen. Because we, people who have an underdeveloped throat chakra, do not feel powerful. That might be hard to hear for some people, but we don't. That's why we don't speak up, because we don't feel that we are worthy to, or that we've ever been able to take up that type of space and get respect for it. So like, that's a whole thing in itself with your throat chakra, where you have to be willing to step into this place that you haven't before. And physically, that's feels big in your body. It feels like a lot to do, but the more that you do it, then you start to feel comfortable with it. So I would suggest anyone working on a specific chakra, whatever that is, like if you recognize that you've been placed in an environment that would allow you to practice and it's safe for you to do so, take that opportunity. Feel uncomfortable, because it's just going to get better from there. You're going to start to respect your own boundaries. Your confidence is going to build. And I am speaking specifically from the throat chakra, but I think that could be applied to a lot of the chakras.
How many times did you run the situation over in your head before you said it out loud?
100.
Are you fucking cereal? Like, literally, are you cereal? Because there's a bunch of little ones in you in one box. One time I ran it is one piece of cereal, and next time is another piece of cereal. All the cornflakes come out of the box.
Yeah.
That is torture. I remember, like...
It wasn't.
I remember not talking back to a teacher or not talking back to a boss at a job. I hate that term. But like the owner of the place at the place, the jobs I worked along the way when I was a kid, when I was younger, like not speaking up for myself, even to like authority. I would I feel robbed. Like afterwards, when I walked away, I was like that shit can't get to over 10 in your life, but you just like take so much shit and you become a rage case. And that's like when you actually kind of turn a little bit psycho, you know? You can't constantly do that. Don't be a Bowling for Columbine kid, buddy. You know? Just like communicate. It's okay. It's okay to disagree, dude. We're finding it more and more than ever. I've had beautiful moments with people where it's just like, I don't agree with you. And it's like, okay, cool. It's all right. Like, it can be fluid. Like, it's all good.
And that can lead into, I mean, we can come back to the chakra system, but that feels like a good lead into
Chakra.
This final mention from our Instagram live, which is wanting to feel angry, and should you express?
Absolutely. Like I just said, let it happen. Let it blow up. Let it go. Boom, boom, bang, bang, bang. It's going to happen anyway. Bang, 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 bang. Shoot it in the face. Bang, 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 bang.
So I think I would like to say something about this, because I think anger is your go-to.
Here we go. We're going to do the thing.
Is your go-to sort of default.
I'm very good at it.
You're very good at it. And for a really long time, I didn't think
I've been intimidating adults since I was a teenager.
Good at it. Yeah, I didn't think that was a quality that you should be good at.
Yeah, she would make me feel shame kind of for being such an anger case, but it is well deserved.
And so I think, because I didn't have the tools either, right? So I would be like, I need to like train this out of you. Like,
she's always been training me. She comes from a weird complex of authority.
He says always, like it happens a lot. You're free in this relationship. You're free to live your life.
Thank you so much. I have that on camera.
Except, fucking other bitches.
Fuck. I thought I had proof there. I don't want to fuck other bitches alone.
Well. Okay. So wanting to feel angry. I wanted to say something about it because he's good at anger I felt like he shouldn't be good at anger, and I tried to like not make him. I tried to like kind of shame anger
Shame
out
me
of
out of
you.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I thought that was how it would work.
It was a survival tactic for me, dude. I wouldn't be here unless I had that fucking flame.
Well, and that's where I'm at now, where it's like, it's my perspective, or it was always my perception on what anger was, and I thought it was a bad thing. But the emotion itself isn't bad. Sometimes the emotion fuels action that, of course, is bad and wrong, but the emotion itself is not. So, like, I think that we really need to figure out, like, as a society, how to allow these expressions without stifling, because that type of stifle really, it does create the shame. It creates a buildup, a bomb energy, ticking time bomb energy. And I think that's why it ever ends up leading to action. It's people that aren't emoting, or at least aren't receiving what they need when they do emote. So fuck, man, we need to reconstruct our whole emotional idea.
Overall, we're learning to stop judging things so hard.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Like, you just never know what's going on. I told Ev I was thinking about maybe sending our neighbors a
Cheers, bud?
Cheers. Our neighbors a note, just to say, like, hello, we're your neighbors. One of us lives, and manages Tourette's, so we just wanted to let you know that if you ever hear yelling, it's really nothing to be concerned about.
No one's going to be except me punching myself in the face sometimes.
But then I was just like, that would be maybe a nice note, I guess, maybe to communicate that, but also
unnecessary. On some level.
We shouldn't be making those assumptions.
Stop making me a vicious pit bull. I love it. Here's one thing with me. I've been emotionally reactive in the past, and the way people like objectify you as like some sort of like criminalistic, off the chain, unreachable monster. Oh, fuck them. I love it. And then you get put on that side, and then ever since a kid, just because I was like funny and rambunctious, I was the bad kid. So I'm like, good, I'll lean into this. Fuck you. And then I'll start scaring teachers as a kid. And then like, fuck them, So it's like, I've never purposely gone out of my way to be rebellious until the authoritarians or the
authoritarians,
fucking dictator lovers, the one ruling all. It's not a smart idea, Free will has to be a thing. So I'm very rebellious when they're like, you're this category of like wrong. That's like means that you're bad. It started so young for me, like as the kid in class, like,
and I think
putting me in little detention rooms, like you thought that was going to make me like you more.
Here's I think this is what happened. We decided anger was bad based on people experiencing anger and not knowing how to fully allow themselves to like maybe safely or properly emote.
All they do is shut you down in institutional like living, like just like don't be human, don't step out of line, don't create anything out of the norm. And it's just like, dude, this is so constrictive. So it's like, if you're plugged into any system at all and having to like constantly shrink to like fit a mold of what you feel is perceivable expectation, you're damaging your like soul's expression. You're like holding that energy in that's supposed to come in that specific way, because you are an infinite creator having experiences, and expressing it and like sharing your perspective and like being a bold version of yourself is like a really beautiful thing to do for the natural expression of consciousness.
Totally. I wrote in the meditation that I'm gonna do later for tomorrow.
You're writing such great meditations, Wynn.
I'm having a good time.
Have you heard this girl's recent meditation?
So I'm just gonna read some of this to you to see, because I was tripping out when I was writing this. I was like, this is awesome. Okay,
read it to us.
Your inner voice is where your objectivity lives. You, dear soul, are on the ground running all the time, interacting and experiencing. You are beautifully subjective. Connect your physical, the experiencer, to your non-physical, the experiencee.
Oh!
And widen your vision. Refine your senses. Expand your perspective. So I think, like, feel your feelings. Ideally, it's done in a place that, for now, until we've like fully kind of shift our understanding and like feelings about some of these emotions, like it needs to be in a space that you feel safe to do. But like rage room is a good example. We brought that up. If there's a rage room in your town, if there's not a rage room in your town, business opportunity, honestly.
Yeah, just go fuck up businesses.
No.
Is that what you meant?
Don't do that. But build a rage room for people to express their anger. I did one, and honestly, it was with 4 other girls. I think I've said this recently, but I don't care. It was with 4 other girls.
She beat up 4 other girls just to feel better.
And you start it, and it's kind of like a joke, like, this is fun. And then you let yourself get into it and fucking wail on a microwave, and this energy starts moving through your body that you haven't felt in a minute, and it feels good and alive. So you keep wailing on it, and you start sweating, and you just go for it. And then you scream even maybe at the end, like with one last kapow, like, ah! And then it feels so good.
Feels
so,
good.
But, or like screaming into a pillow, or like at home. We yell here at home. Oh, we yell.
I scream a lot. I scream and hurt my voice sometimes a little bit. So I'm like, oh, I got to take a rest on that.
Yeah.
Say hi, Ace.
So those were all our Instagram topics. That was fun.
That was good. I want to read something for sure.
I know. I have a fun fact, too.
How was your week?
The week was fucking batshit crazy.
Right.
How was your week?
Bizarre. But good. There was a good outcome.
Yeah.
I reached a bit of a breaking point, which is good in some respect.
You want to talk about that?
Not really.
Okay, great. Then it's time for a fun fact. Then it's time for a fun fact. When'd you hear something so fun? Where's the last time? When'd you hear something so fun? When's the last time?
When's the last time you heard something so fun?
Fun fact.
When's the last time you heard something so fun?
Fun fact.
Oh, nice. Hi. You get the cook out of his eye.
Astronaut literally means star sailor in Latin. It comes from the term astronautes, which translates to star sailor. Pretty stellar, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God, stellar. I get it.
Also, another one. Can I do one more? Because that was a fast one.
Because ST sounds like star.
Astronauts have to train to use the toilet. So a space toilet.
We all have to train to use the toilet.
A space toilet is basically
Didn't you have potty?
A space toilet is basically a hose with a vacuum and then a bucket with a vacuum.
Don't call kids hoes.
The training toilet at NASA has a camera underneath so you can ensure that you're perfectly positioning yourself.
Has a what?
Camera.
So someone's watching them poop?
No, they can watch themselves poop so they're perfectly positioning their butthole on the hose.
Oh, so they have to put a hose in their bum to poop?
No, they have to sit on a hose and poop into it as the vacuum sucks it out. Otherwise, it'll raise back up to their butt.
But does the... I have so many questions. Is it like a penis pump and you just kind of suction it onto your hole?
I think it's that one.
This doesn't look comfortable to go to space.
Thank you, astronauts.
I don't want to do it.
I would like to do it.
Why thank you, astronauts? More like congrats.
Well, no, thank you for pooping in that little vacuum hole.
Why?
Well, because then they went to space and they helped us learn stuff and see stuff. So their sacrifice of pooping in a vacuum hole
I get it.
has forwarded humanity.
I guess I've always just thought about, like, it's such a tremendous privilege of an experience to be able to do that. I always looked at them as the extremely fortunate ones, but it is kind of a daring task, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think everyone wants to
tremendous.
go to space.
Oh my God. Thank you, astronauts. No, for real.
This drink is so good. Does everyone like our oversized mason jar cups?
Well, they're just jars.
Is anyone interested in purchasing these cups?
Yeah, we'll sell these cups to you.
Ellevan and I are willing to locally source from your local
Doesn't matter
Value
where it comes
Village
from.
or other sustainable place and send
Sidewalks
you 2
even.
oversized cups with our autographs.
It's pretty
on
much
them.
a jar. I think this one was strawberry jam.
No, that one was sea moss. This one was strawberry jam.
Oh, you're right. Winnie's right again. Hey, what about moral high grounding? You want to talk about that?
No?
All right, cool. Hey,
I'm just kidding. We can talk about it if you want.
remember when we were kids and you'd go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger Happy Meal?
Yeah.
I would get an Orange Crush. And
I was on
fries
the
and
McNuggets for a while, but they only gave you 2 McNuggets as a
What
kid.
the fuck?
2 McNuggets in that kid's
What?
meal with the little French fries, but I did like those McNuggets.
Bullshit.
Yeah, 2
Not enough.
for a little kid, a growing kid. Give them 3.
I think the ones I got did have 3.
Maybe it did have 3.
I think it did.
Okay.
Pardon me, excuse me. Guys, I'm going to read something from a Neville book.
Yes, back to Neville. Thank you. If you're still watching this episode, thank you for watching. And please consider liking the video and subscribing and sharing with your friends and leaving a comment or review.
Yes.
And we hope that you enjoyed.
And shout out our friends at Alchemy Gold. Delicious chocolate. You want to have a cube?
Mm-mm.
All right. We'll fly another time. These edibles we just had are good too, eh?
Yeah.
What are these?
These are hard candies.
Hard candies.
Yeah, they're so good.
Hard candies?
Yeah. Open them and show them what they look like.
Ollie?
Because I don't think these are getting enough attention.
I don't think that
They're
these
2.5 milligrams of THC and CBD per candy. The packaging could be a little bit more innovative, but these little hard candies are so nice to just pop right in, have a little candy time. Like, it's a really nice little moment. Like,
Is it like a Jolly Rancher?
It is like a Jolly Rancher or like a Werther's experience, like a hard candy experience. Try this one. Little ASMR there.
I'm just gonna touch the mic a little bit. Sorry, guys.
I
These are
know.
good.
We shouldn't have had one on the show.
I don't want to stop, though. Sorry, guys. Do it quicker.
This is outrageous.
Okay.
Ugh. Oh man, we've said all the content. It was fun today. If you want us to go live more often, because that was fun. I had fun with you today. If you want us to go live more often, let us know in the comments. And let us also know what night would work best for you.
Choose a number between 1 and 100.
72.
I was thinking 74. What? We'll go with 72. What? Cool that they were that close.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. I got him. So good, though. So good.
So good.
Mine was green apple. Feeling is the secret. In order to intelligently operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. These two aspects are the male and female divisions of consciousness. The consciousness is male, the subconscious is female. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. The subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. By this law, the first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious. All things evolve out of consciousness, and without this sequence, there is not anything made that is made. The conscious impresses the subconscious while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it.
Cool. That was beautiful. That's in the air today. That's what I was feeling while I was writing this.
Yeah.
Connecting physical to non-physical.
Fuck yeah.
I even later on say, your inner voice, the map, your outer voice, the explorer.
Yeah. I love the masculine and feminine understanding of that. Mm-hmm. Wow. Powerful. Divine feminine, the subconscious. And that's the cause. So what you dream up, you bring. Mm-hmm. Like the Ellevan thing. Cool.
Yeah.
That's a tight 47 minutes.
Yeah.
We used to go over an hour, and we're like, well, there you go.
I mean, I felt like there was a lot of good stuff.
Do you want to know also a little sneak peek value piece I put into the Ellevan episode at the end? The Ellevan special.
Yes.
Talk about it.
The Ellevan special.
Tell them what it is.
The Ellevan, not for Netflix special, is a musical of sorts.
It's a musical film.
That is a combination of a live show, improvised, and a post-production sketch music video attachment to the improvised music that was created that night.
It's like has the timeline almost of a film, but they're like intervals, like you're watching MTV and there's one running skit.
Yeah, like you
it's
could
like a
almost
continuously
watch
running skit.
Each one of them individually.
Well, it's pretty much what they are. Mm-hmm. And like we've decided that we're going to release it on the Discipline Stoners YouTube channel.
Yes.
It doesn't mean it won't get distribution elsewhere, but we're going to start there.
Yeah.
So we're giving it to you guys.
Woo!
Woo!
And you might even see a face that you recognize.
Well, the reason why we decided this is not just for me to impose my art in what we're doing, but it is our art. Winnie's in everything I do. She's in like 4 of the scenes.
Yeah.
And we shot at the yoga studio. That is our friend, Be Hot.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's my live show. It's the live improvised show. This special is absurd.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It lets you know kind of who we are. So the thing, we have like a fun multimedia presentation as Disciplined Stoners, because we are a publishing production unit, essentially.
We publish and produce these.
We're talking to you right now. But yeah, so we're very excited for that. So that's what's going to happen with that.
I love when actors post a show that they're in, and then they're like, tune in tonight. You might even see a familiar face. Winky emoji.
I know everyone does that. I will never do that.
I would.
I will not do that, but I did just pick my nose. That's okay. I don't care. La, da, da, da. I'll do it on Jimmy Kimmel as well.
Comment if you've never picked your nose before.
No one's going to comment.
Well, then we know that everyone picks their nose and it's no big deal.
No, Winnie, the point is to drive comments. Comment if you've ever picked your nose before.
But then everyone will know.
Not everyone. Just the people who go to this video and read the comments.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people nowadays.
Hundreds. Thousands of potential viewers. Potentially watching our potential.
Well,
so let us know if you want to be a sponsor. We'll work something out.
Yep.
We throw in an asset with every sponsorship, so you get a cool little dope video of your product or service with some original music and crispy little situation. Whatever. We all need shareable content, right? So
all right.
Why not?
This is beautiful.
Fuck, man.
We're in alignment here. Tune into your inner being is my final thought here. I think that's what I was given over the last couple of days, is like, get back to inside. There's been a lot of outside happening, and that's fun and great, and you're human and that you're meant to do that. But also just like member inside.
Memby? I'm Memby.
And connect them both and feel the objectivity of your inner self and your expansion beyond your physical body. Those are this week's final thoughts.
My suggestion, mate, is to get some Palo Santo out, and it's this nice wood that burns real nice, and when you light it and you hold it, you're like reminded that you're part of Mother Earth or something, and you can smell and feel at home or something. Everything like that.
I love that. Also, if you're in Toronto, get these sips. That was the best tasting water ever.
We just like talking about shit that we like.
Yeah, because what we like is awesome.
'Cause we like showing love, and we like doing stuff. We like observing products, talking to people.
Yeah, we like sharing our thoughts.
Yeah, we like we like connecting with people.
Yeah,
sharing our thoughts.
We like to get our heroes on the show.
Fuck. What happened? That 47 minutes would have been so clean.
Well, here we are.
Sometimes you can quit when you're ahead, and sometimes you forget. When trying to harmonize. Nam yang ho renge kyo, 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 nam yang ho renge kyo. Nam yang ho renge kyo.
Love you guys.
I love you guys. Have a very nice rest of your day.
Why are you doing that?
I just want to see what will happen.
I think, I'm not sure. Something's going to happen.
And I will always
Are you going to suck it out of there?
rules. Suck it, no.
Oh,
Are
right.
you
This is
gonna
not a
suck-
joint. This is the Palo Santo.
This is the Palo Santos.
I thought that was a joint for a second.
And look, and you can keep that Palo Santo smoke in there for like 5-8 hours.
It is pretty cool.
Winnie, who's the best stand-up you've ever seen in person besides me? Because obviously.
Honestly, Chris D'Elia.
Chris D'Elia?
Delia.
Yeah, I know. He's so fucking good.
Was one for sure.
Yeah, so good. Like in LA in the small clubs, or when he did the big one
I saw
here?
him in Toronto here.
With who?
With you.
Oh, that's right. Well, why didn't you say we saw him in Toronto? Because I remember that, but I thought maybe you saw him twice with somebody else.
Oh. I don't know. We saw him in Toronto.
We did. He had Gucci shoes on. We sat very close.
We sat very close.
Shout out
And
to
it was
Sheik.
fucking funny. It was so funny. He was so good.
He's so good. He's such a good comedian. Shout out,
Yeah.
Chris. Maybe we'll have him on the show.
Yeah, have him on the show.
Oh, look, you can carry Palo Santo smoke anywhere with you. Stayed in there. Oh, my God. I know how I'm going to make infusions. I'm going to put
That smells so good.
this. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
I want to know more about this idea.
I'm going to put lavender and rosemary and tie it up and smoke it. And then when I use it on food, it'll be like Palo Santo wood smoked herbs.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's-
infuse it with smoke. Let's try it.
trippy.
Who knows, right? Who knows?
That's
Anything's
really
possible.
trippy. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. You want to see it?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
You're a very gentle creature. Okay, bye, guys.
Thanks for listening and being here.
Love you. Make sure that you've considered deeply subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. You can have another one of these now. Oh, what?
Discipline, 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 discipline. Stoners! We get high.
And we do stuff. Hey, Win!
Oh my. Yes.
We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon and get a bunch of private perks.